The Gutamaya Corsair is the latest new ship to make its debut in Elite Dangerous. Is it worth picking up? Well, I've spent a week putting it through its paces. So, here are my recommendations. Let's get to it. So in my last video, I ran maneuverability tests on the Corsair, the Clipper, and the Python to compare their pitch and roll rates. How I didn't do simple, straight-line speed measurements, I don't know. It was a long night. So let's do that now. Bone stock, with no engineering, the Corsair at its Class 7 thrusters hit a top speed of 288 meters per second. And got up to 365 with boost. Engineered with Grade 5 dirty drive thrusters and drag drive experimental effects, along with trading a few other components down for lighter variants, will get you up to around 473 meters per second and just under 600 with boost. So yeah, it can haul. With the same dirty thruster drag drive engineering, stationary pitch loop times are improved by 28% to about 20.5 seconds. And at 50% throttle, its pitch loop time improves 21% to just under 11 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty nimble. So what about jump range? Stock is obviously nothing to write home at about 12 to 13 light years. But with a 5A frameshift drive and Grade 5 extended range engineering and mass manager, along with stripping down a few more components, I was able to get 60 to 70 light years out of it. So while it's not going to challenge the Asp-X or the Mandalay for the crown, that's definitely respectable for exploration. Heck, I made my first trip to Colonia back in the day with a jump range in the high 50s, so I'd say it's definitely a viable explorer if you want to go that route. But I think where the Corsair really shines is something like hazardous resource site mining. The Python was already a fantastic miner. So with the Corsair's advantage in optional internal slot capacity, and an extra medium hardpoint, and increased maneuverability, you really can't go wrong there. I tried it with core mining as well, and it was every bit as good as the Crate, which is my favorite core miner. Except for one thing, but I'll get to that in a bit. But if mining isn't your thing, you'd also do well to give the Corsair a go in bounty hunting missions. The 3 large and 3 medium hardpoints can pack quite a wallop, and this maneuverability will let you hang with just about anything a game engine AI pilot will throw at you. However, this is where I have a bone to pick with the Corsair, and that's its cockpit view, or rather, the lack of cockpit view. Compare the Corsair's field of view to something like that of the Crate. See how unobstructed the view is below the level plane for the Crate? But okay, the Crate has one of the best cockpits around, so let's try my main bounty hunting ship, the Fer-de-Lance. I somewhat have the same beef with the Fer-de-Lance, but even that's better than the big triangular protrusion of the Corsair that, for seemingly no good reason, takes up so much visual real estate. A wide view is helpful with mining, it's helpful with landing, and it's definitely helpful with combat. The problem with the Corsair's cockpit is that your opponent is now invisible as soon as they drop below the plane of the ship, or even dead ahead behind that big beak of the Corsair. Now, I know the first comments I'm going to get for saying this are, Mile 13, you noob, get good and use the radar. Yeah, I get that's what it's there for, to track targets around you. But having the line of sight to actually have eyes on the target to be able to see its heading is a huge advantage. But, okay, every ship has to have its flaws, right? On that subject, something that came up several times in the comments for my last video is also something I thought about when the Corsair's specs first came out about a month or so ago. And that is it a good thing that Frontier is putting out a ship that could conceivably make the Python, one of the most piloted and most beloved ships by the Elite Dangerous community, myself included, could the Corsair make the Python obsolete? That is, does the Corsair make the Python's very existence meaningless now? Well, I have 2 thoughts on that. The first is that, in the context of the Elite Dangerous universe and lore, the Corsair's development actually makes sense. According to the lore, the Python was designed and released around the year 2700. That's 600 years prior to current day. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense that in 600 years' time, another ship would come out that would eclipse the Python's capabilities. If anything, 600 years is a long time to hold on to any kind of technological crown. So in that sense, the Corsair's existence absolutely makes sense, and I have no problem with it in the context of Elite Dangerous lore. The second thing is, like any set of competing products, it's not simply a question of better or worse. It's a matter of preference. Take the Toyota Camry and the Honda Accord, for example. Two similarly priced sedans, but the Accord has objectively faster acceleration, quicker braking, and tighter turning. And yet, the Camry is still one of the best-selling sedans year after year. The styling, handling, and amenities of each are going to resonate more with some folks than others. And I think that's the case here. The Python absolutely still has its charm. And even with the Corsair added to my fleet, I'd predict that the Python will still see quite a bit of flight time. So, no, I don't think Frontier is making a move to obsolete all of their original ships. They're not taking away one of your toys, they're just adding another one to your toy box. So, should you get it? My question is, well, why wouldn't you? If you have the ARCs or feel like it's worth a few bucks or euros to try out, then go for it. Or just wait a few months and spend a few space dollars to add it to your fleet. Not to replace anything, but just to have a new toy to play with. And a quite well-equipped toy at that. So drop me a line in the comments, and please do shoot me a like and subscribe if you enjoy my work. Other than that, fly dangerously, Commanders. I'll see you next time.